Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about the next Xbox because a very credible leaker has just posted some stuff about what is apparently a rushed Microsoft console. Apparently, the Xbox system is just doing so badly. They're trying to basically release one last console. They want to have one last gaming machine. Now, I truly believe in my heart of hearts that we're about to get one last Xbox console generation, but I also feel like Sony is gearing up for that as well. I do feel like I have a strong inclination that the PlayStation 6 is going to be the last PlayStation. But let me break it down. Let's take a look at the leaks and let me explain why I feel like consoles as they currently exist as these big chunks of generations, I think they're coming to an end. But let's talk. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So I saw this as soon as I woke up this morning. Xbox's next generation console is apparently called the Xbox Prime, and it's coming out in 2026. Now, this is insane. People in the comments are tearing their hair out. We're going to take a look at some reactions. I did super quick, though, did want to say that, hey, I launched a GoFundMe on Friday. It already raised over $14,000. I'm trying to get complete oral reconstructive surgery. I just wanted to thank you guys. I'm going to do a separate video thanking people and just discussing the surgery and the recovery. But I just wanted to real quick say, truly, I love you, and I cannot express enough how absolutely blown away I am. But, sorry, before I tear up, sorry. Video games. New rumor says Xbox's next-gen console is coming in 2026 called Xbox Prime. Now, in the comments, people are talking about the fact that it is weird to think about the fact that this entire generation for Xbox has been strange. Like, actually consider it. The Xbox Series X and S did not sell very well. They didn't really get that many exclusives. They didn't really win any awards. Like, if you compare what Nintendo Switch has been doing or what PlayStation's been doing this generation, yeah, we're still not getting as many games as we'd like. There hasn't been as many big AAA, power-pushing, photorealistic graphics. There hasn't been that many games, but at least Sony is trying. Sony is putting out games and winning some Game of the Years with stuff like God of War, Ragnarok, or whatever. But it is interesting that Xbox keeps trying to figure it out. Oh, great. This looks so exciting. Let's go Xbox. Can't wait for new consoles. Better not buy the current one. This is one of my favorite ones. Xbox Prime sounds ridiculous, which means it's absolutely real because Microsoft's naming track record is very, very bizarre. It is strange to think about. Xbox Series X and S, I still feel like those names are part of why it failed. Like Xbox One and One X and One S. My thing is that originally consoles, it was easy to understand. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, right? PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 5. You could look at it and go, oh, that thing's stronger than the PlayStation 4. I should get it. Oh, the 5 Pro. I'm a professional gamer. I got to get the 5 Pro. It is interesting to me that Xbox tried to do such an unconventional naming style, and I do truly believe it kind of blew up in their faces. People are already saying, dead on arrival. There's no way. This is way too early. There have been some leaks from places like Windows Central that the next generation of GPUs, CPUs is probably coming out next year. So there is a good chance we could see a new console as well. That has happened in the past, but let's actually take a look at the leak. So this is Ghost of Hope. This dude has done a bunch of, very authentic, 100% accurate Call of Duty leaks in the past. Especially in 2022, he had a whole slew of crazy, crazy leaks. So he definitely has a bunch of sources inside of Activision, which now by extension is Microsoft. So this guy definitely does have some sort of Microsoft sources. And he says this: take this with a huge grain of salt. I am hearing that the next console for Xbox is still coming in 2026 and will be called Xbox Prime. Still unclear if that's a codename or the actual name. I heard Infinity Ward's next COD is being considered as a day one release for this. Now, having a COD as a launch game is pretty interesting, but This timeline does kind of fit. Typically, we get Call of Duty games somewhere in the range of late October to early November, and that's usually when the next-gen consoles start. That's when they release stuff. That's when they release the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. So timeline-wise, it does fit, but he says, I usually do not post leaks. I can't corroborate, but with the state of Call of Duty and how boring everything is right now, I figured why not? Might generate some discussion and maybe somebody can publicly corroborate it or deny it. So I did see him basically saying that he talked to people, he tried to confirm some stuff, and he basically said that if the stuff isn't real, he has no problem taking the L. He's basically like, this is just what I am hearing. Now, the whole idea of Xbox Prime, I don't think that's a codename. I do think that is the console itself. The previous Xbox generation codenames are things like Xenon, Durango, things like that. So if this is called Prime, I think that's the name that's going to be on the box. But here's the other part of it. To add to this, I've heard the Xbox handheld is coming out after the new console, in case anybody cared about that. Now, I will admit, this is the main reason I made this video, is because I think the new console is interesting as a concept, but I do truly believe the Xbox handheld, it's the most important thing that Xbox is working on. Like, maybe I'm crazy here, but at this point, the Xbox console is in just an absolutely abysmal state. I actually pulled this up here. Current estimates are that the PlayStation 5 is beating the Xbox 5-1. 5-1 in November, this means that technically I've seen some people kicking around numbers. It hasn't fully been finalized, but there is a good chance that the PlayStation 5 sold more basic consoles just in the world. Like, that was one of the most successful months ever for PlayStation, ever, in every generation. So it does seem like as PlayStation continues to sell faster, Xbox is getting slower and slower and slower. I do think the Xbox handheld is a chance for them to do something different, to beat them to the punch. PlayStation wants a handheld as well. There's leaks about the fact that they're working on some sort of portable PlayStation 4. If they can release a system first, if they can make a handheld that does have like SteamOS, if it's basically a Steam Deck with Game Pass, that would be huge, especially if it has a good screen, good battery life, good graphics. I mean, the thing could possibly really, really help Xbox catch up. But releasing that after another console, a console that to a lot of people is practically going to seem like a mid-gen refresh, something to compete with the PlayStation 5 Pro, this feels like a massive, massive misstep, timing-wise. But let me actually talk about this. So I think that this is the last generation of Xbox, what's coming up. But I also think it's the last generation of PlayStation. Xbox is doing a lot. Sony is doing a lot. We're seeing a bunch from the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch 2. I think that graphics and games continue to get better. People keep making stuff. Actually, the graphics issue, I feel like we're hitting a wall. These games, this is a bunch of stuff from 2020. This is a tweet from 2020, and it is games with amazing graphics. PlayStation 4, this is a Xbox game. A last generation Xbox game. This is an Xbox One game. This is another PlayStation 4 game. Here's another PlayStation 4 game. These games look fantastic. They are super clean. They're super crisp. They run great. And they're practically photorealistic. I feel like this has to be the last console generation because at this point, who cares? I feel like back in the day, you would get a new console every 5 years. The Super Nintendo to the Nintendo 64. Look at those graphics. The leap is absolutely insane. It's the same with even, PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3, going from very cool and very stylized graphics on the PlayStation 2 to full HD graphics on the PlayStation 3. I just feel like the leaps are getting tinier and tinier and tinier. And at this point, it's difficult to think about how they could even sell the PlayStation 6, how they're going to sell the Xbox Prime. You can no longer just say it's got better graphics, it's got even less load times, it's got even bigger maps. I think that the selling point of systems as a generational concept is very quickly dissipating. As much as I think graphics are cool, as much as I'm really into the idea of those next crazy experiences and big stories with individual motion functions on the face, I just feel like raw power is no longer what's going to get people to go out and buy the next $1,000 system, right? Let me know what you guys think of the past. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I feel like the final generation of PlayStation is about to happen. I think we'll still get revisions, we'll still get different versions of it, we'll still get special editions, but I think the PlayStation 6 is going to be the last PlayStation. And the Xbox Prime, it is going to be the last Xbox, whether you like it or not. But thanks so much for watching. If you could, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.